What up, what up, what up, everybody? BG's 200th game. And how we doing? It's Tuesday, a lot to get to. I think the players want us to shut the blank up. And we'll talk all things Nick Sirianni and why some of us like him and why some of us don't. We have no idea what is going on. But that's the fun of this. We're just taking it from a fan's perspective. We got no idea, and neither do y'all. But, hey, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, we can put your comments up on the screen. So if we're on Instagram, I got that up on another tab. But follow us on YouTube for our giant giveaway, and we'll get your comments heard and on the screen. So stay with us and recap the Eagles-Browns. We got the tailgate. We got where the Eagles stand moving forward going into the Giants game. First off, before we get into the coach, what did y'all think about the Browns game? Vic, I'll let you take it off.
So different tailgate experience for me. I had my two young sons with me experiencing their first regular season game together. That didn't stop us from having a great time, though. We still visited all our friends. The tailgate was great. The game was a typical Eagles playing a bad opponent game, one that you've seen a million times over your career. If you've been an Eagles fan, Eagles historically play down to bad teams. I thought they would cover. They did actually cover. I mean, if you take away that weird, funky block field goal that nobody really saw anyway because everybody was at the bathroom, they do cover. Wish I would have seen a little bit more from them, but I'm not jumping off the bridge.
Yeah, 8.5 point line going in the game. Eagles win by 4. Could have been 10. I'm not surprised by it. Deuce Staley, I think Coach Easton, obviously Andrew Berry's over there. There's actually a lot of former Eagles coaches on that coaching staff. They knew exactly what we were going to do. I know it frustrated a lot of fans because we haven't scored in the first quarter, but they knew exactly what we were going to do in the first 5 plays of the game. Jalen was 0 for 5 to start the game. And it was frustrating after you got 5 yards on first down in the game. But I think they kind of figured it out. And they actually it was their most complete game. No turnovers, things like that all season. And it was Kevin Stefanski's homecoming. Nobody talked about that. So I wasn't as upset with the result. And at this point, I kind of expect that they're a pretty average team. But Guido's down in Florida survived Hurricane Milton.
We're good here.
You get all the games, or do you have ticket, or how far did you get with the Eagles-Browns game?
Oh, I have a streaming app. I watched every bit of it. we got some rigged downloading stream that I have on Google Chromecast, and I watch everything Philly.
Oh, that's good. So, what do you think? Were you disappointed that they didn't come and blow them out? Or
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if anyone has watched this team the whole season, how could you be disappointed? This is a typical game that I honestly expected them to play how they played. To touch on the stat that you already hit off right off the bat, you said Jalen Hurts, he was 0 for 5, which seemed like a horrible start. But then he finished for 16 for 25, he was near perfect for the rest of the game. So if you really look down to it, he had one incompletion for the rest of the game. I think that's pretty good, which is good for Hurts. And he had no turnovers.
And you got to think.
Yeah, sorry, Phil. We'll get into it with the coach. I think my main thing, and I'll just briefly touch on the coach thing, is that the Sirianni thing ended up being a distraction to us sort of reflecting on the game in the sense of it really wasn't that bad. It felt bad. The Sirianni thing made it feel bad. But it felt
bad because you had the rift inside the room last season, and then they still haven't gotten off. Even though they went up 10-0, they still haven't scored in the first quarter. Everyone's trying to turn the page from last year. Until we blow a team out, they're not going to. The fans just aren't going to accept like a tie game going into the half or a going 3 and out to start. Like they're just not going to accept that, and that adds so much pressure, which I think has a little bit to do with it as well. But
I think this pressure is going to be constantly.
yeah,
This whole Nick Sirianni thing is going to be constantly just over like a Johnny rain cloud over us for every game going into it. I feel like it's going to be this expectation going into every game now. Like until you said, I feel like till we put a nail in the coffin and blow a team out and just really come together. I feel like we're just still missing the chemistry, the spark. I mean, we saw later in the game when AJ. So not good seeing AJ and Devontae back on the field and how much more powerful our offense is. And then we saw like Hurts hit AJ. Everyone got scared, but all for nothing. Great catch by AJ, but the ball was a perfectly placed ball, and AJ literally over his shoulder. So I just feel like when I saw stuff like that, and then if you go all the way back to the Green Bay game, that's where we put up 34 points against Green Bay, which Green Bay is a great defense. So I don't know. I just saw that as in it's a lot of good things were to come from this game. Seeing those when all of our key guys are on the field, we were able to control the ball and move the ball down the field at will to Devontae or AJ.
He's been out for a lot of games, AJ, obviously, and if you could make the case that if that ball is completed against the Atlanta Falcons, where you have a one-loss Eagles team, like they've been winning ugly. They're not really fun to watch at all, but I don't think this ends well. They could win 12 games and win a playoff game and get bounced. I don't know how this ends well for Nick Sirianni. Is our new OC poop bag, or is Sirianni making bad calls? I'm kind of convinced. Blah, blah. I think they're either I'll throw this back on the screen, but I think they're either installing the offense slow because they're running a lot of the same plays. The pass game looks exactly the same as it did in 2021 before Shane Steichen got here. It looked exactly 4 verticals as it did last year, and it's a lot of the same. So that's either an indictment on Jalen and what he can and can't do, or they're literally haven't installed everything yet in the Kellen Moore offense. They had a lot of guys out, so I think a lot of the stuff they've wanted to do, you haven't even seen yet. So I think it's a lot of things, and it's not all on Sirianni. So when they win, you got to give Sirianni credit, and then when they're bad, everybody wants to blame him and stuff like that. It's not all on him.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the common denominator between last season and this season is Jalen Hurts, right? So Nick Sirianni's role supposedly changed. You have a new offensive coordinator, so that role's changed. Was it the coordinator, right? Brian Johnson's doing a pretty solid job. I think Washington is one of the top performing offenses in the league. The reason is they have a very good quarterback that's executing and is not figured out yet. Is Jalen Hurts' game not dynamic enough? Our team's sort of figuring him out. I think that could probably be more of an issue. I think, as always, we're magnifying the coach situation way bigger than it needs to be. I don't think Sirianni's role with the team is as such a broad scoping role that he has that much of an effect anymore. But everybody's just like you said, Phil, jumping all over him in their frustration.
Yeah, Adam Dunn, come over to Facebook and YouTube so I can see your comments in here, because I don't know what you want to talk about and what your perspective is on the team, but we're just touching on the hits, right? We're talking about what's going on and the state of the team right now. This team is winning games. Nick Sirianni's winning games at an aggressive clip. He's made the playoffs every year, and he's going to make the playoffs again this year. And there's a lot of people that just want him gone, and they're not going to be happy until he's gone. So we're here to talk about it. Adam, if you have a better opinion on sports and stuff, I'll gladly bring you up here on stage right now. And yeah, how do people watch this? It's so boring. Listen to the media.
Right, don't read troll comments, though. Guido, you're pretty anti the coach. Why don't you scratch that
I'll
itch.
let him take it. Yeah,
Well-
we're talking about both sides of the spectrum here, and we're happy to welcome any point. Let's go.
Well, we're talking about just like the team's not fun to watch, and it's just the same rinky-dink play after play. When you have all these guys like AJ and Devontae and Saquon, like you watch other teams like the 49ers, they got Debo lining up in the backfield. They got sweeps going. You know, they use their best players in every way they possible. We just got AJ going on slants and, you know, post routes, and that's all we're using these guys for. They're just using them as standard wide receivers. If Kellen Moore is the whiz he is, I don't know what they're waiting for when they can incorporate. Is it Jalen Hurts that they just don't trust that he can run an offense like this, or they're just not getting it? But they, like I said, they've been running the same plays, like lining up under shotgun, like they won't even line up ever in single back. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when you have this amount of talent on the team, you could be doing so many different, design plays or something like that. Again, that when it comes to designing plays and stuff like that, that does fall under the OC, which is Kellen Moore. Is Kellen Moore calling every play? I don't think he is. When it comes down to when, we're running the ball, or we're throwing the ball on 3 downs, I feel like that's not Kellen Moore's call, if you're asking me. I feel like Nick Sirianni has a huge influence on that.
Yeah, a lot of people just want to see him gone, but that is being really forced. I think still, again, a lot of that has to do with everything that happened last year and the collapse last year. But when you ask the players, and it's staged, which we've seen them have some really stupid answers in press conferences, like they weren't coached well enough going into a press conference. And they are all in unison. Jason Kelsey's on the radio every week. He talks about how Nick Sirianni gets the most out of meetings. Jordan Mailata was on there today saying how they love Nick. They want Nick to show his passion. Jalen Hurts was saying they love Nick. They want him to show his passion. He was the one yelling after they beat Kansas City in the regular season game. So if the message was from ownership or from the players for him to be who he is and bring his kids up on stage, I know that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Those people's opinion on Nick Sirianni are not going to change. The people that want him out, want him out. And I'm like kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't think you should be bringing your kids up in the postseason after beating a horrible Browns team. But at the same time, I'm happy to see him be him. He's obviously going through it right now. Like shaved his head. He's having like a mental breakdown, the guy. So either way, I want to see it play out. They're not going to fire him in season. They're not going to do what the Jets did and like just fire everybody and bring in Devontae Adams and just go crazy and stuff like that. They're not going to run it that way. They're really not. They win. They have a winning record. They're going to play it out, and then they could make the decision afterwards. But again, if they don't go deep into the playoffs, it doesn't end well for Nick, and we all know that. So that pressure is there, and if they still win in spite of that, I mean, how can you kill the guy anymore?
And they're not killing this man in the middle of the season. It's not happening. They're not going to fire the coach because we didn't play that great against the Browns and he turned around and whatever happened with the fans. And by the way, I've now seen the Reddit post and I've now heard that guy who says that it was him that was back and forth with Sirianni call in WIP, called 2 different shows today. And it's genuine. I genuinely believe that was the guy. And he said that it was all in fun. It was like in a jovial nature. Nick Sirianni didn't turn around and like cuss a fan out or cuss a Browns fan out. It was an Eagles fan that was doing the run the ball, the chirping thing. And at the end of the game, he's all pumped up. He said, "How do you like that? How do you like that?" I get it. Hold on one sec. The critics don't think that there's a sliding scale on Sirianni. It's either he has to be like staunch Andy Reid, Tom Landry, old school boring type, or that like there is a sliding scale. He can be a little bit fired up and he can also have the respect of the locker room, which he has. The players would not defend him as hard as they're defending him now if he didn't have their respect. If he has the players' respect, he has my respect. That's kind of where I'm at.
There was saying that behind the bench, a lot of the fans were screaming, "Fire Nick," and that's when he lashed out. Not because of that one fan. There was multiple reports saying the whole fans were chanting "Fire Nick." So it wasn't. I don't believe it was just that one guy that all came about. One person out of however many people were in that stadium, and he just chirped back at one fan. Come on.
It's ridiculous to
main
chant
takeaway
fire
with
the
it,
coach.
too.
You won the game. Why are I sometimes I get mad at our fans. Our fans are a bit of a group of ingrates sometimes, if I'm being perfectly honest.
For sure.
You're going to chant fire the coach when you're off a bye. Sometimes you play good off a bye, sometimes you don't. You won the game and you're going to chant fire the coach, and then you, the fan that said that, are now offended that the guy yelled back a little bit and kind of played in and played it out with you. Like, come on. Like, be tougher. If we're tough Eagles fans like we say that we are, if we can dish it, we should be able to take it.
Knowing that all went down, and then they played a kind of a bad game against the Browns. I don't care what anyone says. And then the man brings his kids into the press conference. He uses kids as he brought the kids on podium to definitely keep it simmered in a low key vibe on that podium, because damn right well that people were going to come for him and ask him certain questions and stuff like that. And he used those kids as a shield. I don't care what anyone says. I'm completely convinced Bush League is correct.
That's where he went wrong, not getting fired up. And he doubled down on it today. He said he wants to keep sharing memories with his family and his kids. He doesn't get to spend a lot of time with him.
I got to be honest. I respect that. What do you want the guy to fold? Be like, yeah, I'm so sorry I brought my kid with me. That'd be like me apologizing because I couldn't go wild at the tailgate because I had my kids with me. I'm not going to apologize. Like, I have my kids with me. Like, I don't know. I'm a dad, so I kind of get that whole thing. I think it should be a rule, like one way or the other, like league wide, like you should or shouldn't be allowed to do it. If you're allowed to do it, he's not breaking any rules. If you're not allowed to do it, then because they want it to be more professional or something like that. I mean, I guess I could vibe with that, but
there's no question the next couple games will speak volumes. They should beat the Giants, and even if they go to Cincinnati and lose, they need to play a clean game.
I play devil's advocate. If we fall below 500 and we're not looking good, and Washington starts taking over the division stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if a change happens. Just saying.
If they truly lost the fan base, and I feel like he might.
They're starting to lose the fan base.
Like the only one left.
Laurie listens to the fan base. He's not, and the Eagles are definitely notorious for they'll make changes if it's needed to, which is why I love their front office. And if we start tanking, or we start losing games that we should, and we, like I said, if we lose a division, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if a change happens. You get, our fan base is so strong where you put so much pressure on the front office. I don't care what anyone says. Fans control a lot of things. And if it gets to a point where, like I said, we're doing bad, which is I don't want it to be bad, but if we get to a point where we're not doing well and we fall below, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in-season fire. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard to get a wild card. So
yeah,
you got four teams in the NFC North that are
good,
have a better record than us. The worst team in that division is the Bears at 4-2. They flex that Bears Commanders game over us for prime time.
The Bears
we have to win the division. You have two teams in NFC South who are now, we lost to one of them head to head, the Falcons and the Bucks, who are legit. I don't think the NFC East can. Now we have a lot of season left. We're only through the first quarter of the season, and that's what I was preaching last week. But it's going to be really hard for the NFC East to send two teams. You'd either have to have Jaden Daniels be a rookie and go 6-10 and win like two more games the rest of the way, or somebody else around the league to have an epic collapse for the NFC East to send two teams. So we got to win our divisional games. We got the Giants this week. Something's not right in Philly. Yeah, I think that's a lot of the opinion. People just think I need to change. I don't feel good. I don't feel good about the Phillies. Philly Rob, they're just chasing baseballs. They're like mushing everything from last year. And Phillies.
Yeah, I can't do that. I cannot get down with the something is not right in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is exactly the way it's always been. There's nothing different. We've been watching these teams forever. All right, And Phil, you're right. Conflating the Phillies with the Flyers and all that, the teams watch each other, and Bryce Harper shows up to an Eagles game and all that, but they're completely separate entities. The Phillies, real quick, because you brought them up, they extended Philly Rob through I think 2026, so they're good. They're fully content to keep doing what they're doing. They're winning. They're packing their stadiums. They're in contention for a World Series. They just slumped, and that was terrible. The Eagles are still learning to gel, I think. They have all new coordinators.
And there's tremendous pressure in the city. And there's this social media era with all this and all the noise is crazy. Like, and back in the Andy Reid days, it was, hey, just get me in the tournament, and when you get in the tournament, you have a chance. You're 10-6 every year, 10-6, 10-6, 10-6. Same with the Phillies. The Phillies want to run it back. They're like, hey, let's just keep, whether it's division or wild card, just get me in the tournament, and then from there, it's kind of like a crapshoot. So
yeah, we're spoiled with the Eagles and the Sixers sorta, and definitely the Phillies. But like, think about the Flyers. Would you be happy if the Flyers made the playoffs? I'd be pumped. I'm not like sitting there like dying on every single game. So we're just spoiled, I think, in a lot of ways with the Phillies and the Eagles, because they're so close. We feel like they're so close, but I think they are. I think they're right in it. I think they can.
We're allowed to hold
anybody.
them to that high standard, but if that media pressure that everybody's against Nick is the reason why he gets fired, when all they're telling you from within is they like him, they play hard for him, they get a lot out in meetings and stuff like that, like, we're going to be the one that pushes this guy out. And, like, do you really think Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, or one of these guys would come into the city of Philadelphia right now at 3-2 and do any better than what they got? Maybe.
No.
It's
and
not
like,
easy.
honestly, who wants to watch the team hit the reset button like now? Like, let's reassess at the end of the season. I hate the midseason fire unless it's really in disarray. And again, if the players are still buying in, which, by the way, we only see their side of it as far as like their press conferences are concerned. Maybe behind the scenes, BG's running and Jeffrey Lurie's. I was like, dude, this guy's out of control. But I don't feel that.
We were promised that high-flying offense. I think in points, even without A.J. Brown for 3 weeks, they're like 9th, I think. I think they're still in the top 10 in points. And then when you ask people where Jalen stacks up in the league, as far as quarterbacks go, like, is he in the top 10? Is he in the top 15? Is he in the bottom 15? I would trade the season to see.
Don't get me started.
Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback. He's not top 5. He's top 10, right? And their offense is like 9th, and they're 4-2. So, Guido, you would fire him right now and start over.
Yep, absolutely. But I still would ride with them. Whatever the choice is, I back it. But it still won't change my perspective of him. I think he's a lousy leader. I feel like, and you guys keep making these comments, Jason Kelce loves him. What do you think these guys are going to hop on there and bash the head coach of their football team? Like, it's literally crazy. Never. It's like, even if I literally, it's like if I hated you, Phil, I'm not going to get on like, yeah, I hate Phil. But like, what? I'm going to praise you. Like, it's literally, you could never do that. So that's why you guys keep bringing that up. And I'm like, guys, that does not mean anything because they're saying that. That's what they have to say in front of everyone. If not, it's going to cause insane amount of chaos. I don't know.
Well,
like I said,
Jalen didn't. Remember, that was like the fact that Jalen was getting, like, in the beginning, like, was that true? Or is like the whole Jalen, like, I just want
and he's the only person his idea of Nick is the only person's idea I care about, because you know why? He's the team leader. He runs everything. And if he's having issues with this man, I'm telling you, that's the problem with this whole scenario.
I bet you the issues are that Nick probably thinks the offense is stunted by Jalen, and that's probably their battle. And I think it might be.
Or Nick wants to just throw the ball all 4 downs, and Jalen's not. That's not what Jalen's game is. When you have Saquon, he can run the ball first and second down, take the pressure off of Jalen. But when you have Jalen throwing the ball so much and putting all the pressure on him, it puts so much pressure on him. If you give the ball to your playmakers and run the ball, you could be running him, Saquon and Gainwell, and you can take the pressure off him. There's no reason why.
They do drive me nuts.
With that offensive line,
drive me nuts.
That first drive of the game,
and
you picked up 5 yards on the first drive of the game off a run, and then you throw the ball next 2 drives. Like, why would you do that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And
6 yards on the first play, and then throw.
You have a number 1 running back or top debatable in the league, and it's like, give him the ball. I don't know. Like I said, I think Nick has he has a different agenda for the game, and I feel like Jalen's game doesn't play up to what Nick expects, and that's why they're bashing. That's my take.
Julian, you can join anytime. The Bears, he said it's his dream. I thank you, Julian. Got some other Jamoke call me boring. Yeah, it's freaking 9 o'clock at night. I worked all day. Get out of here, cuz.
Forget about it.
Oh my gosh. So
I think the Eagles are boring, and we're just trying our best to just make it a bit exciting.
This is all
What
excitement
else
because
you
you know
got?
why? Look how excited we are over these topics. I'm more excited over this topic than I am when I watch the Eagles game.
I'm more excited about the
That's
tailgate.
true.
I went and saw Nat G was in FDR Park.
Shout
My
out.
nephews. I went to C6, saw Sean Holden. Got invited to a freaking wedding that Fox 29 just put it on their site, our video. Which I'll share it because they embedded our video that helps the views. But when other people rip our video and put it up, I ain't sharing you. But unless I allowed it. But Sports Illustrated picked up on it. Shout out to Jeff and Monica Vasquez. That was mad fun. We had good fans are leaving it all out there. I thought
Absolutely.
and Nick said that the fans helped them. They had a few false start penalties or something like that.
Yeah, the
And then
fans
they
were
missed the
really
field
into
goal.
it.
And then they missed the field goal, and then we went into 4-minute offense and drain clock. So it's very complimentary to the fans. Fans did boo the crap out of them after the first series and boo the crap out of them at halftime. And the block punt was just really tragic.
I mean, what is that? The second one of the season? Didn't we have one early in their season? I don't know what's going on with special teams, but the way it was blocked field goal
Fire Michael Clay.
Our special teams
is atrocious.
Has not been good in many years now, except for our kicker, except for Jake Elliott.
Yeah.
We have not had. When's the last time you had a return man take one to the house? I can't even remember. That's a great trivia question. Somebody tell me when we had a kickoff or a punt.
Darren
go
Sproles?
the distance.
D. Sproles, maybe?
Probably.
Well, and then you have Aaron. They can't develop like wide receivers either in Jahan Dotson stuff. So you have Aaron Moorhead, who's a holdover from Doug Peterson's coaching tree, and then you have Michael Clay, who actually was our special teams coach when Chip Kelly was the head coach. So you have these two guys. You want to fire a coach? Chip Kelly's handpicked Michael Clay. I don't know why they brought him back, and freaking Aaron Moorhead, who can't get Jahan Dotson to do anything.
Just to let everyone know, I had the same energy I had for Chip Kelly that I do for Nick Sirianni. So this
that's big.
This isn't no favoritism type of stuff. All for nothing. Chip Kelly, whatever he did though, guess when we went to the Super Bowl? We went to the Super Bowl after his.
Chip Kelly's draft picks were good. It was his
That's
management
what I'm saying.
of the players on the team were awful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Phil, real quick on the tailgate. Phil and I did something that you'd be shocked to know for the first time really ever, because it's usually me because I'm kind of the old man that wants to get the heck out of there after games. But we did the post tailgate where we didn't leave and we went and hung with our boys in C6 and they cooked for us because we didn't really eat in the game because it was packed and our section was crazy and
we stayed and we waited for the traffic to clear out. That's a veteran.
I haven't done that in a like really ever. We usually just bail because we're South Jersey.
Flexing us to 1 o'clock.
I love the one. I'm a big 1 o'clock guy.
And we're in C6 at 4 till like 8:15 And you watch the 4:30 games in the lot after the Eagles game, and then you listen to the 8:30 game on the drive home, like a real D-gen. Nick is putting himself in a downward spiral. Somebody said today that he cares too much. He cares as much as we do. He's shaving his head. He's trying to reset. He's really emotional right now.
Am I the only one that doesn't care about the shave head? Phil, I've seen you randomly shave your beard off.
Dude, every year.
I don't think you're going through like a breakdown. You're just
every year reset.
That picture of him walking on the field with his shaved head, stomach out and everything, he looks like he's going through it.
It just was a terrible picture. Forget the shaved head. The outfit choice. That T-shirt just didn't fit him right. He needs a more flattering. Yeah, the T-shirt offended me more than the haircut. I'm good with
me too. I was like, my guy.
Yeah, poor guy. He's got dad bod. You gotta have like a more form-fitting shirt, you know?
Oh my
dad bod.
That's my Nick Sirianni rip. I hated his.
There it is,
yeah,
right there. There it is. Oh my god.
That T-shirt screaming, "I don't fit you."
Oh man,
that's nice.
Now I have a lot of fun with it. With the whole thing. Would I like to see him fired? Yeah, but hey, if we keep winning, hey, I'm not against it. But would I be opposed to a change? Absolutely not. Bring in Bill Belichick, baby.
Oh gosh, that makes me want to barf.
I think he will, and I just don't know if they don't like go on a crazy run. I don't know who with this day and age. It's just like they win games and now we just kill them. And I know it looks ugly and stuff like that. I don't know who would be able to handle it. I don't know what.
Yeah, we're in the like how we win era.
Vic,
remember we were so bad we just were desperately wanted to win a game. Now we're like in the it's how we win. Like it's too much.
And their defense is good. Jalen played well against the blitz. I think we had like an open practice against them within the past few years. They were supposed to be a playoff team, by the way. Kevin Stefanski lives in the area and had all his family there. I mean, they're playing. They're professionals. It's all the They're not going to lose 17 games, the Browns. I mean, they're going to win probably 4 or 5 games. Like, they didn't beat us, but they're not going to go 0-17. So, hello, all. Hello, Ed. Yeah, so enough of the freaking Browns. But yeah, we gotta. It's gonna be really tough. There's but you don't know because there's always those teams that just fall off a cliff. But
and in the words of the immortal Philly sports guy, the Eagles' season does not begin until we play the Giants.
I don't know what we're gonna do without having Boston Scott though.
Saquon, we got their own medicine.
It's a homecoming. It's a homecoming.
That could go one of two ways. He could go one of two ways. He could go off, or they could just freaking like
shut him down.
Rally to shut him down.
Giants will make it a point to shut him down.
You can chuck it.
Yeah, I feel like the Giants are going to make it a point at all costs to stack the, just like you said, stack the box. Make sure Saquon keeps it under 100.
Oh my God. Flyers going in the right direction, somebody said. Well, so the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants are exactly like the Cleveland Browns, I think. They don't do anything right.
No. Bad coach, mediocre quarterback.
They beat the Seahawks.
I mean, the only thing they got going. The only thing they got
Seahawks
going
are
for
slumping.
The only thing that they are that whole Geno Smith era is coming to an end. I just feel like honestly the Giants, if I don't know, put Dijon or Q on Malik Neighbors, you win the game.
Yeah. By the way, Cooper DeJean had an amazing game.
Yes.
Keely Ringo laid somebody, the Pierre Strong or whatever. They knocked Jerome Ford out of the game, and then Keely Ringo killed Pierre Strong or whatever, some rando running back they had in. Keely, they're like light years better with friggin' Keely and Cooper out there and not having Slay out there and having
Phil, your Slay theory. Phil has a very, very
Quinyon Mitchell and Keely Ringo on the outside and Cooper DeJean in the slot. I think Avonte Maddox and
I think it's a hard take, but I think Q might be the best DB in the NFL within the next couple of years. To be honest, I think that boy is way ahead of his game.
He should have had a pick, and he started jaw jacking at CJGJ for getting in his way.
Yeah,
I had a pick to start the game.
I mean,
what's up with the Eagles? CJGJ. Yeah, I'm good. Give me
like
Sidney Brown back. Get rid of CJGJ. Give me Sidney Brown and Reed. Give me Cooper John. Give me Keely. Give me Quinyon. Get rid of Slay. Get rid of all these. I'm done with you. And then the trade deadline's coming up. It's like week 6 or week 7 already.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah,
like they gotta get. I think they need to see whether they win this Giants game or not, and they gotta get a pass rusher.
Yeah, we need a pass rusher bad. I mean, here's another thing. Here's another take. I was like shell shocked when we signed Vic Fangio. Like I was on doomsday when we signed him. I think he's a horrible defensive coordinator, in my opinion. I cannot believe out of all the DCs that were available, we took him. And I just feel like his defensive scheme is not good at all. I saw someone comment earlier, Drayton Ellman. He asked on honest opinion is our defensive picks a bust minus Q and Dijon. And I don't think it's so much the bust. I just feel like it's the play style as well. Jordan Davis has not lived up to what he is. Jalen Carter is having his games. He's kind of like shaky, goes in and out. But again, I just feel like it falls onto this whole defense of 4 get to the quarterback. If not, that's it. And you cannot rely on guys that size that just keep getting to the quarterback relentlessly. It just does not happen. And I just feel like that puts so much pressure on the D-line when you have no blitz packages coming in, no safety blitz, no nickel blitz is coming in. And it puts so much pressure on those 2 guys up front. I think Josh Sweat's our best defensive lineman right now. I'm pretty sure he's been – how many sacks? He had a sack last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cooper had his first sack too.
Yeah, he had a sack.
They're getting no pressure. No pressure.
I was telling Phil, Cooper just looked like he's at a different speed than everybody else on the field.
I agree. He looked fast.
Moving. He
looked fast.
Moving, man.
Love to see it.
Yeah. Yes. He's the future for sure.
And he was punt returning too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of freaks me out, but
I know. I agree. I was like, man, they got him back there punt returner.
Seems like a personnel issue. He has to be our punt returner.
Also maybe they're like he's the best guy for the position. There's been a lot of teams over the league. They'll put one of their best DBs or whatever back there. It's, like it was like Patrick Peterson used to be a returner all the time. Yeah, he's a nasty returner.
That's a good example. Patrick Peterson,
which ties back into my analogy earlier. When you have these superstar players, you need to utilize them all throughout the field, not just at one solid position.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they cut Devin White. I thought they could have just
I can't
rush the passer or blitz the A gap or like
crazy
as a joker player. But I don't know. But I like the young guys getting in, and I want to know who's that's called. Is Vic Fangio able to sub these guys in, or they just have to play CJ because they paid him money and they pay Slay and Slay's a captain? Like, does Vic actually think those are the best guys that be in the field, or is management like making these guys play? Because the younger guys are just better.
I feel like it's like it ties into that. It's money. It's money. It's like
not good last year.
Money and seniority. I don't know. It's like you're paying these guys so much money and they're going to have them on the bench for the rookies. And it's just like, it's kind of like that thing where it's like a Nick Sirianni thing. Kind of got to ride it out this season. Then after the season, if these guys keep performing, the rookies, then it's like we either trade, cut, or whatever you got to do. Eat the bullet,
Malik Neighbors going in this week. Malik Neighbors is in concussion protocol. And then he was spotted while he's in protocol trying to get back, which take your time, buddy. I don't want to see Malik Neighbors. He's partying at a Travis Scott concert. Giants displeased is the headline. Under concussion protocol, parties at Travis Scott concert. Giants displeased. No comment really threw me off today, but I am very formulaic. I like kind of search around what the topics are, what people are talking about, and I kind of try and make sure I hit all of them and follow the script. And Aaron made me bring it. Aaron was like, you guys are boring. And I was like, yeah, we are kind of sitting on the couch. We are kind of boring. And I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I usually don't fire back at anybody at all. I really don't. I don't share anybody's comments that are mean. I don't, I don't tweet out when we get a bajillion views. I really don't. I don't even celebrate wins. My salespeople, it's a fault to a fault. I just move on and I'm on to the next. But Aaron inspired me to bring it. Aaron was like, dude, you guys are boring. You're just sitting there yapping. And I was like, you know what, Aaron? Screw you. What would you want us to talk about, bro? Take your pick. Leave a comment. Bring something to the table, man. You just want to like fire people but you don't have an answer. You don't have a plan. You just want to like be like, you stink, you're boring, nobody watches your podcast, blah, blah, blah. What would you do different, brother? What would you do? Tell me. I'm open. Tell me.
I love this side of Phil. This is fantastic.
What the heck would you do?
And I'm chill. Usually I'm the one firing off. I'm just chilling. This is fun to watch.
Good. I love this.
I'm always out there. I'm always out on the battlefield. Solo dolo.
Listen, man, the internet is the internet. You're just going to get people that are just going to be like that. we couldn't be more thrilled with the direction that everything that we're doing is going in. The partnerships that we've made, the friends that we've made, the games that we've gotten to go to because of everything that we've been doing. Which this is a good time to probably talk about some of our stuff. Make sure you guys follow us on all the socials. We're filthyandphilly.com has all of our information, everything going on. Our biggest thing right now is we're going to be giving away a jersey once our YouTube hits 1,000 subscribers, which our YouTube is very young. And if you're ever interested in promoting anything with us or doing anything with us, we reach millions and millions of people every week through our social media. And we're just a couple of fans doing this from home, doing what we love. So I don't care about the trolls. If once you have trolls, you know you made it. I learned that through my alternative career besides teaching that I don't ever talk about on here. But when you get trolls, you really know you're doing some good stuff.
Yeah, I usually ignore it, but it was.
I know.
It was just funny on this because we're just chilling and it's like we live. So the Eagles are 3.5 point favorites. The over under is 45.5. So what do you think the Eagles are going to do this week?
I would take that.
Over? I think
No,
over.
under.
I think
Under.
Eagles like finally break 30.
I would take the under.
Eagles are averaging 27 points a game.
We are.
So 27-17 would put you under, I think. 27-20 would put you over.
I haven't checked the lines. What's the line on the game?
Eagles -3.5, and then the over-under is
a great line.
45.
Division game.
That's a great line. Flip a coin. Eagles win 24-21. It's an under. I think it's another ugly game. I think you're going to need some Jake Elliott field goals to win.
Under by a half.
I'm saying like 24-17.
And not a cover by a half, too. They're not going to cover.
They're number 9th in points per game. It's 27, and they haven't really had A.J. Brown. I want them to get they'll get above that. I think they'll get 30.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I would love to see a game. I would love to see.
It's all about the Giants.
I would love to see a game just like how Detroit put the smackdown on Dallas, I would love to see that. I feel like that's what we need. I also feel like a game like that will calm the fans down with the whole Nick Sirianni stuff as well. So I feel like if the boys provide, I feel like things will settle down. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, and I think the pressure will start to come down a little bit,
What is this comment?
Don't even read it. Doesn't even make sense.
What does this comment mean?
I think it's like Google Translate, like mess up.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on. This is the 9P crowd. It's raw. They're all getting off work from Wawa. So. Oh, we're going to New York, baby. We're going to New York this week.
Philly Sports Guy's birthday. Eagles got to win on Philly Sports Guy's birthday. Or is that the ultimate mush? It says his birthday.
I love it. So we'll wrap it up. We'll do our meme of the week, presented by our friends at Pond Lee Hockey. Our website's launching probably this week or next week, and they're a huge part of that and partner with us. So that's going to be big moving forward. My meme of the week it's tough because I've got a lot of good ones here.
I'll show many good ones.
There's we've got these Browns fans that our friend Sean. Sorry, Sean. At first he was like, "Yo, take this down," and then he was like, "Nah, don't. It's hilarious." He's like, "On." He's like, "Don't." He plays acoustic guitar and stuff at Yesterday's and all over Avalon, South Jersey, Philly, everywhere. So book Sean. He's amazing, and he said their Cleveland fans are gross. She smells like lo mein, and I said I'm more of a chicken chow mein guy myself. On my way to Massage Envy with Deshaun Watson. That was like a 9 Miller Lite deep post. And then we had our wedding. And then we had my Jalen Hurts AI. But
Bro, what is your meme of the week? You're just reading all the memes. You took like 3 from me.
I didn't even
Why don't
pick
you
one
mention
yet.
that you were
Those
at the
are like
wedding too?
those are my top 3, but I'll let you pick first.
No, you got to pick.
I'm gonna go wedding.
You have to go wedding. Yeah, you left our spot at the tailgate, and we're there for. I got to be honest. Phil really is dedicated to the page. I mean, he literally spent probably 2.5 hours. Could have been tailgating, getting all those videos. I'm so proud and happy that those videos went viral. You deserved it because you worked your butt off. I am 100% going with the Jalen Hurts press conference. We are going to be making a whole series of those to continue to piss off everybody, especially Boomer Nation on Facebook that continues to think that these videos are real. Come on, people, have a sense of humor. Phil, play the Jalen Hurts. Play the song.
Clap your hands. Oh, I got to do Joel Embiid one still.
Oh, the Joel Embiid ones are going to be amazing. Yeah, this is going to be a never-ending story.
Bye week. I need to get away. I need to clear my head and then come back fresh. But it sounds like you guys both felt the need to come together and deal with some stuff.
Well, we're the 2 leaders of the team, and I'm the quarterback, and he's the head coach for now. I'm a coach's kid, and he is a D2 wide receiver. We need to run the ball, take the points, and take advantage of the middle of the field. We can't keep running the same stale vertical routes. With my contract, if it's between him or me going, it won't be me. Bye-week meetings won't change that.
Nick over the bye week.
Oh my god!
Come on, bro, spot on.
That doesn't get any better.
I was blaming the coach for running 4 verticals, and not that Jalen can't comprehend
I was
anything
about
above
to
a high
say,
school
I'm pretty
offense.
sure it's that Jalen can't throw it anywhere else. But.
High school offense, but yeah, it's what I do there too is I have I can't give away any secrets, but
no, do not.
I use the actual press conference from that week. Like that was right after the bye. They had met during the bye week to try and work some things out, so that was pretty cool of them. And then I'd do my own spin on it, but yeah, we'll keep them.
Did you see Amari Cooper got traded to the Bills?
Yeah, they're making a splash because of the Jets took in Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I want Crosby to be our defensive end, but supposedly, of course, of all places, he grew up a Detroit Lions fan. He's going to end up going there.
I want Max so bad.
Take
Take Bryce off. Take Bryce off, please. Somebody take Bryce off of him.
We're stuck with him.
And Deanna Rossini says Hassan Reddick can seek a trade, and obviously you're not allowed to trade back in the NFL. But
I don't think people know that. People keep saying, "Oh yeah, trade back," and like you can't
do
a trade back. It doesn't work that way.
It's the same guy that says you're boring as hell behind the mic on the podcast. Oh, get Hassan Reddick.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy who was talking 101 with Nick Sirianni behind the bench.
Boring.
I figured out Phil's trigger. Just call him boring. Phil, I've been called so many worse names than boring. You call Phil boring, he's pissed off for
You'd light up.
Not boring. Just tired.
I didn't even see that comment. Where was it even on?
So I have Instagram up. So by the way, guys, follow us every week. We upload this after the show ends on YouTube and the audio wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple. But we with StreamYard, you can display comments from Facebook and YouTube where we're live right now. But the Instagram, we don't. It doesn't feed through our channel. But I keep Instagram up on a separate tab, and I kind of scroll through it from time to time. Trying to hide the gray hairs, somebody said. That was my mom, actually. That was pretty rough, Mom.
Phil's getting roasted tonight.
Can I join but I have my friend Julian says it's their dream to join our live, so we'll make that happen, like a Make-A-Wish kid or something like that.
Come on in, man. Yeah, that's the funny part. Like, we always harp on the bad. It's kind of like Guido, you know this from from the bartending and serving days. You'll wait on 100 amazing people and get like $5 and $10 tips from all of them, and then like the one guy that stiffs you is the guy that you're like, what the You get so mad about that.
Yeah,
We get
99%
so
people
much
do.
love when we go to games and we're walking up. It's like, yo, Philthy guys. We get hugs and high fives, and everybody's all good vibes. And don't worry about the internet trolls, though. It's all fake.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, no, I'm coaching. I'm coaching every day here. I got like a motley crew here that I'm working with. I'm coaching everybody up every day and hit me with excuses or the blah blah blah. I'm always fired up and trying to get them going. So I don't fault Nick for doing it. There's a time and a place for it. I don't agree with it personally, but I'm not even surprised by any of the things that happened in the last 40 hours. And I'm not surprised the Eagles won, and I don't care what the score is. It's hard. There's a lot of parity and up and downs in the league. So I fully expected them to win. And I don't care if it was by 1 point or 30 points. And I fully expect them to beat the Giants this week. And if they don't, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. So final picks. I think we did it a little bit. One more time for the group. I'm going to do the 30-14.
Can't do it.
44, which is
24-21.
under.
I'm gonna say 24-17.
So we got
Cover.
a sweep across the board. A W is a W, Chad. Thanks for sticking around. Go Eagles. If you missed anything, this will be on our Facebook feed and our YouTube. And clips for the rest of the week through the Giants game. Hey, if you're going to the Giants game, hit us up. This guy says stay out of my life. Just doing federal things. Whatever that
Federal
Go
donuts?
Birds.
What federal what? Go Birds, run the ball.
means. Federales, me and Nick.
9 p.m. heavy crew. Only thing heavier than the 9 p.m. Facebook crew was that like 9 a.m. Super Bowl heavy crew at Lavari's.
Gee.
That was a heavy crew.
This is epic.
Yeah, this is great.
S.
Oh, this guy lost. Oh, heck
Spelled
yeah.
E.
Oh, yeah. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Let's go, Chad.
E-S. Chad. Thank you, Chad. See you guys next week.
That's the vibe.
And go Birds.
Go Birds.